Hi, good afternoon, everyone. While others are still joining in the interest of time, we'll get started. Good afternoon. Welcome, Mani, and welcome everyone else. So, folks who are joining us for the first time, I am Trisha. I am with IMA Ventures. We are a startup support and a technology investing platform based out of the IM campus in Ahmedabad. Um, we work with we work with startups across the continuum of incubation, acceleration, market and customer insights, and of course, investing. Over the last 15 years, we have been working with technology-focused startups. Over the last 5 years, we have had an exclusive, one of our core focus areas has been inclusion tech and inclusion fintech being a priority area. Over the last 5 years, we've supported over 60 fintech startups that are building for the Bharat market. More recently, we have started to take a focused approach on catalyzing fintech for women's financial inclusion. And it is within the umbrella of that initiative that we're meeting today. So to give you a brief context of the Built for Her Forum, the Built for Her Forum, this is the third time that we are meeting, and we have designed this as a platform for practitioners to sort of meet together, come together on a monthly basis, exchange notes, talk about the essential themes and challenges that they are experiencing in their respective areas of work, and basically find a common station to discuss ideas and take home opportunities for collaboration. So starting with today's session, our theme for today's session is graduating last mile women to digital platforms. Now, as we all know from our respective areas of work, that getting women online, especially at the last mile, building digital data repositories for them, being able to draw out financial histories for new to credit, new to digital women at the last mile has been a long-standing problem, has been a long-standing challenge that we have tried to solve in multiple ways. What we see now is fintech solutions are largely being taken across through assisted models because for a multiplicity of reasons that range from access to smartphones, access to internet, capability gaps, etc. So Mani here today is here with us. Mani is the co-founder of MoneyPurse. That has taken a rather unique approach to digitizing women's financial experiences. They are tapping into SHG collectives and trying to digitize SHG transactions and SHG interactions in order to build those data trails that can help women graduate from informal credit, informal transactions to trackable and institutionally addressable sort of financial needs and experiences. With that, before I hand it over to Mani, I'd like to go over the format of today's session. So Mani will talk about his experiences and his journey for about 20 minutes, after which we'll have an open floor discussion where we'd invite you to come in with your comments, experiences, your observations on the subject. With that, over to you. Welcome, Mani.
Thank you, Trisha. So I want to give special thanks to IMA Ventures, and also I have to give special thanks to digital initiatives, because without digital, definitely I won't be here. Because of all these digital initiatives, many companies are into this fintech, particularly fintech. They want to provide digital services to the both urban as well as the rural market. But we specifically taken rural market, and we want still almost 67% of the people are still living in the rural area, and almost 16 crore people are almost in the SHG movement with 1.3 crore SHGs. So we want to provide solution for them, and we have analyzed a lot of what are the challenges faced by them, and then so how the credit goes to them. So based on our almost, we can say 10 years of experience, so we have devised a system to provide an accurate and authentic information for credit linkage. So if you talk about the challenges, as everyone knows, SHG. So yes, almost every area is 10 to 20 members in a group. But lot of we can say every terrain have own problems. So if in case of south there will be some different issues, in case of northeast or west, so every terrain have a different issues. But when it comes to credit access, particularly for this SHG movement, normally they take almost 3 weeks to almost 2 months also it is taking to get a loan from the bank, because ultimately loan is the source for them to do some livelihood activity. Otherwise they have to go to the money lenders. They charge almost 36 to 48% they are charging. So the main purpose of this SHG movement is to create a savings habit and also to take loan from the formal banking system. But due to several factors, these women members are unable to take a loan at the need of the hour. So normally, as an individual member, so due to technology, at the current situation, with mobile, we are able to open a savings account, and even if based on our transactions, banks are without our knowledge also. Now they are sanctioning the loan. So we have to input the OTP whatever received from bank, and from that the banks are sanctioning a loan. Even that loan is without any NPA, it is going very well. But when it comes to SHG movement, they are not able to get a loan at the need of the hour. And also, to provide loan, they need to provide a lot of documents to the bank. Even one of the introduction note, our CEO of Reserve Bank Innovation Hub, he has mentioned that almost 2 kgs of documents are submitted by the SHG to get a loan from the bank. So to overcome all these challenges, definitely digital is the only solution. So no, I want to give more brief of the problems faced by the SHG, because to avail of banking services, almost they have to go to the bank. So in that case, that day wage will be lost and the traveling cost will be there. And again, it will not possible for all the members to go at a time. So if they are all going, again, it will be a transport cost, everything will be there. Again, suppose the member wants to go, they may not go individually. Again, they have to accompany by spouse or other social factors also is there. So there are a lot of issues are there. So when it comes to the record keeping, they have to maintain 6 to 7 registers regularly. One is the resolution register, and then cash book, and then the ledgers, chitta, everything. They have almost 7 registers that normally they used to call Panchasutra. So almost they have to maintain. Then only the bank will provide the loan. Since most of the SHG members are semi-literate or literate, so they may not be in a position to write their books of accounts. Even if they provide training, at least it takes 30 minutes to 1.5 hour to complete the transaction. If they want to complete the entire transaction for that particular day meeting, definitely they have to spend 1 hour. But when it comes to digital, we can solve the problems, whatever problems they are facing, that can be solved. So that is the reason, based on our experience, so we have designed a solution. So that is a digital solution where we used to we give the assisted mode of application to the field level. So the agents, I can say the agents at the village level, so they can onboard the SHG using the Aadhaar KYC. So normally when it goes to the bank, they used to see the physical application. In that there will be a Aadhaar card, and then the PAN card, everything will be there. But in our case, what we are doing is based on the Aadhaar number, just we have to capture the Aadhaar number and then the fingerprint. We are completing the onboarding process, and with that, bank can relay the data. But in case of normal manual mode of data, they will not be in a position to verify the data also. Even the banks are not having provision to capture all the 20 members information. So that is also a major challenge for the bank. But when it comes to digital, everything can be captured and they can keep it for whatever purpose is required. Okay. When it comes to account opening, again, it is with by clicking of the button, say for example, just we are capturing the fingerprint, and then by capturing the e-signing, the entire account opening process we are completing. So within 20 to maximum of 30 minutes, we are able to open a savings account for the SHG, whereas in the normal mode, it is not at all possible. Almost they have to spend half a day to 1 day. Suppose if they are unable to, suppose some issues there, again they have to come next time, or at least twice they have to, twice, thrice they have to come. Same thing for the credit linkage also. So when it comes to credit linkage, they have to prepare a register that contains the grading. So grading is the base for the SHG to get a loan. So normally every bank, they used to verify the grading. If the grading is above 70, then only the group is eligible to take a loan. So it consists of both financial as well as non-financial transactions of the SHG. So there should be a specialized person at the village level, or the SHG member should be very much capable of doing this transaction. Then only it will be easy for them to get the loan. So with this challenges, so we have provided the application. So that is for the SHG so not for the SHG members, it is for the agents at the village level. We can call it as a BC agents. Normally BC is the well-known system, already known to everyone in the banking sector. So through a BC arrangements, so these BC agents onboard the SHG and they provide the regular transaction services. Normally, when the SHG collects the money, the next day or 1 week later, 1 month later, they used to deposit the money in a bank account. But in our case, so when they conduct the meeting, the amount is immediately transferred to the savings account of the SHG. At the same time, now it is the general practice of the SHG to disburse the loan. Then ultimately, the SHG purpose to do the savings, and also whoever requires, they can take loan from the bank, so loan from the group, and then after 6 months, they can take loan from the bank. So in this case, internal loan disbursement, we have made it easy. So by click of a button, by dual authentication, the loan amount is transferred from the savings account of the SHG to the members instantly. Again, at the same meeting with the same agent, they are getting money. So the entire funds is routed through the banking channel, and also the routing is taking place at the bank level, and even the transparency among the members is among the SHG ecosystem is improving. Because in the previous the manual system, whether the money, whatever money given by the members is going to the bank account or not, nobody knows. Again, if the representative says that, yeah, we have deposited money, then only they will be aware. Otherwise, suppose if they do the rotation, nobody knows. But in this, the digital situation, so whatever money collected is immediately get to the savings account of the SHG, and it has been immediately transferred to the members account, that is as internal loan. It will be a very much important initiative at the village level. So once this transaction is completed, so after 6 months, based on their financials as well as non-financial transactions, our system provides some sort of grading. Actually, grading, again, it is approved by the Indian Bank Association. So based on the grading, our system says that this is the this particular group is eligible for taking loan from the bank, and also our rule engine, our business rule engine says that this particular group is eligible to take this much of loan. So we have a bookkeeping system. So based on the transaction, whatever they're taking, so our bookkeeping system do the transaction without any manual intervention. Even in case of MSMEs or corporates or whoever, when they do a transaction online, they have to do a bookkeeping activity separately. Now, very recently, many banks, the private sector banks, started offering integrated services where when they complete the physical the online transaction, their books of accounts will be completed. But this facility is not available to all. But that we have included in our solution. So almost without any manual intervention, their books of accounts will be ready. So books of accounts means member-wise savings, member-wise internal loan, outstanding repayment, and then bank loan repayment, everything will be available. So this financial information will be available to the bank officials to process the loan. Again, based on this information, our system will tell that this is the eligibility of loan for this particular group. So based on this, the bank officials can sanction the loan for this particular group. Again, it is a straight through process. So without any manual intervention, the branch officials visit the field to sanction the loan. So normally in case of any SHG, in case of any loan, it may be MSME loan or it may be any loan, the bank officials used to do a pre-sanction inspection. That is, before sanctioning a loan, they used to go to the field and they verify whether the activity is happening or not. So all this, everything will be verified. So same thing, it is happening in our segment also. So before sanctioning of loan, bank officials goes to the field, they verify the records, whatever manual records maintained by the SHG. After that only, again, they will call all the SHG members to bank and sanction. But in our case, so we have changed that entire process. So the SHG members may not be going to the bank. So the bank official will directly go to the field for doing the inspection. That is the pre-sanction inspection. So once the pre-sanction inspection is completed, so the branch official will be having a tab or the mobile. So in that, they used to capture only the member-wise loan requirement. So based on the member-wise loan requirement, the entire loan amount will be decided, because based on the eligibility, we know what is the maximum amount the group is eligible. So accordingly, their loan requirement will be captured. So once that is completed, the loan journey is almost completed. So just only the branch official has to get the signature. So once the signature is, again, it is an e-sign only, Aadhaar e-sign. So once the Aadhaar e-signing is completed, then almost the account is opened. From the loan account, the amount is transferred to the member's account. From loan account, from loan account it goes to savings account. From savings account it goes to member account. Again, at the village level, they can withdraw the money. So without visiting the bank branch, the SHG, they are able to take the loan. So for this, we used to provide training to the agents at the village level, because ultimately it is a financial transaction. Though the BC agents will be aware of banking transactions, even the SHG transactions, but still we have to provide a training. So that sort of training also we have provided, and also with that they're able to do transaction almost within 2 to 3 hours of training. We are able to give entire information to the the agents about the entire SHG activities, and also the process of loan. Everything we are able to do it, and ultimately now the agents are providing loan through agent model. The loan is sanctioned to the SHG members. So with this digital initiative, where the SHG, without visiting a bank branch, they're able to prepare their books of accounts, that too without any manual intervention. So normally they have to prepare a books of accounts 6 to 7 register. So here initially they are maintaining, but still after a 1 year period, so they can discontinue the books of accounts except resolution register. So that the reason for discontinuing is entire transaction is happening based on their financial transaction, whatever taking place at the bank level. So when they collect the money, it is directly going to the bank account. So based on that confirmation only, we are completing their books of accounts. So the major problem of bookkeeping, we are solving it. So the entire records of SHG nowadays converted to digital mode. So there won't be any manual intervention for preparing this the financial statement. Again, this normally to do a grading, they have to visit the NGO office, or they have to visit the NRLM office to get the grading. So that also we have digitized. So it is an automatic grading. So based on the parameters given by IBA. So that also they no need to spend time, and again there will be a bias. So here without any bias, they used to get a grading. So everything will be available in digital mode for the SHG. So with respect to the solution, we can say it is an end-to-end solution for the SHG. So entire transaction is digital, entire the onboarding process, and then the credit linkage process, everything is digital mode now. And with respect to the impact, so we are able to reduce the time gap. So normally it takes almost 3 weeks to, I can say 2 months. So that has been reduced. And also when you take the problem whatever not solved, and also the learnings whatever taken from the system, because when we can do a program with NABARD, it is a e-bookkeeping. So in that we have given a system, and we have given the again it is an agent model only, but it is almost a manual to digital conversion. So the records is not accurate. Though it is conversion from manual to digital, the records are not accurate. So banks are not ready to use, ready to accept the records. Even the CIC, they are not ready to accept the reports. So based on that digital bookkeeping learning, we have prepared this entire end-to-end journey. So without that journey, definitely this journey will not be possible. So based on that eShakti journey, we are able to digitize the entire transactions of the SHG. So covering from onboarding till credit linkage, we are able to finish it. So this is the journey what we are doing, and it is only a small beginning, because almost in India, with respect to the numbers, if you take, it is almost 1.3 crore SHGs. So we have just started. So we have a long way to go. So with this, I can conclude my talk, and it is open for the questions. If you have any questions, I'm ready to answer.
Sure. Thanks, Mani. Um, folks, please feel free to chime in. Um, I do have a question, Mani, to you. So you said that this is an agent-based model. So you've been able to convert this entire. So SHGs meet once in a month, and they have their discussions, they have their proceedings, and the representative or an agent is there to say maintain 6 or 7 books, and you've been and do the transactions which are previously, or as things stand, they are done manually. And what your app has been able to do is digitize the proceedings, digitize the transactions, and gain and bring visibility into these inter SHG transactions and disbursements.
Yes.
When it comes to the member level information, uh, what depth of data are you able to generate?
Fine. Really, it is a very good question. And the top level, even RBI or the NABARD or the top officials, they are discussing about the alternate credit history. Because ultimately, to lend at the village, at the rural level, most of the people are not having a credit history. Most of the members' credit history, if you see, will be -1. So then they don't have a credit history. So most of the financial institutions are not ready to extend a loan. But in our case, so we used to cover and we used to capture the member-wise information. Like as I already mentioned, it is a monthly member savings. So each and every member, say for example, if the group is having 20 members, so for each and every member, we used to capture what is the total savings for this particular month. Normally, it is a fixed savings, but still we are capturing member-wise savings. And what is the member-wise internal loan taken? Say, for example, out of 20 members, maybe 10 members taken loan or 15 members taken loan. So every month there will be a repayment. So first month they've taken loan means from second month onwards, they used to do the repayment. So that we are tracking. So first there will be a savings, whether that particular member is regular in savings. So normally in the manual era, whether the particular member is attending or not. Though they are not attending the meeting, they write the book, the person is attended, and as and when they give the money, they enter it. There is no track of what is there or what is not there. But in our case, we do a EKYC, sorry, it is an AI-based attendance. Just we capture the video of the group meeting. So from that, we are marking the attendance. So here also, without any manual intervention, just we are capturing the video. So from that, the attendance will be marked. So they cannot, the SHG cannot do some malpractices, or if the SHG member is not attending the meeting, just they simply they cannot mark the attendance. So that is one step. If you take the transaction, not only SHG savings or internal loan, even the bank loan. So when they get a loan from the bank, so from next month onwards, they used to do the repayment. So that repayment we are tracking. So member-wise savings will be there, internal loan repayment will be there. So internal disbursement will be there. Again, bank loan disbursement as repayment will be there. So this is the track record we used to keep. So normally in case of manual, if they give today or tomorrow or 1 month later, there won't be any track. There won't be any audit trail. But in our case, so whether the same meeting, whether the particular member is attending or not, so in the same meeting, whether the particular member has given a savings amount or not, so everything will be tracked. So from this, we will be in a position to provide an alternate credit history so that the financial institutions at later point of time, based on this alternate credit history, they can do an internal, means individual lending. So normally through a SHG system, they're able to take loan maximum of 20 lakh without security. Maybe few members, they may be doing some livelihood activity that may require additional funding. So with that SHG, they may not be in a position to take. But through this alternate credit history, definitely they will be in a position to take the additional loan. It may be a 2 lakh or 5 lakh, they can take it. So for that, we can provide information.
Sure. We have a question in the chat from Natasha. So Natasha is asking, how do you take identity verification as this is an app?
Okay, fine. So identity means at the time of onboarding, we are using the other eKYC services. So as I already mentioned, at the time of onboarding, we used to capture only Aadhaar number. It is masked and everything, whatever the security parameters is that we are following. So we used to capture the fingerprint. So based on that, we are doing the KYC validation. So that is the base. It is again, it is approved by RBI. So whatever approved only, we are using it. So it is everything, onboarding or it may be e-signing, everything we are doing it through Aadhaar only.
Sure. Priyadarshini, you have a question? Please go ahead.
Thank you, Krishna. Hello, Mr. Mani. This is Priyadarshini Ganesan from Dwara Research. And at Dwara Research, we've been thinking about a multi-purpose savings product for low-income households very keenly. And we're very familiar with MoneyPurse technology. But just one question. In terms of what the API itself does, there is a CIF for the whole of SHG savings account. And there is CIF for each of the SHG members, right? So what the API does is that it draws information for each of the CIFs and then consolidates all the transactions and comes up with a book of accounts based on pre-existing models, or how does it?
No, CAF not plays any role. Actually, see, in case of bank account, so the SHG is opening savings account for, means the bank is opening savings account for the SHG. So in that, there may be 15 or 20 members will be there. As per the RBI guidelines, at the time of opening a savings account, it is not necessary to give or not necessary to get all the members' KYC details. Only representatives are sufficient. So normally banks are opening CAF only for the representatives. But at the time of credit linkage, this CAF is created for all the members. But in our system, at the time of onboarding itself, we are creating a CAF based on the eKYC data given for the onboarding. So that we are completing it. But with respect to the transactions, we are not touching anything from the bank. So we are providing information to bank. So for that, we are creating a member-wise information. So when we onboard member-wise, we know this particular member has taken loan or this particular member has given savings of this much. So based on this only, we are completing the books of accounts. Say for example, in a group meeting, 5,000 rupees collected as savings, another 5,000 rupees collected as internal loan, another 10,000 rupees collected as a bank loan. So total 20,000 rupees has been collected. So the entire 20,000 will be sent to bank, savings account or loan account, whatever decided by the SHG. So the 20,000 will be credited to the savings account or loan account of the SHG. So we will get a confirmation from the bank, 20,000 rupees credited. Only this is the confirmation we are getting it from the bank. But at our end, we have a member-wise information. So when we do the transaction, so we are capturing member-wise information. So member A, how much he has given savings, how much internal loan they have repaid, how much bank loan they have repaid. So based on this, we do the bookkeeping. So here there is no link between CAF of the bank or our system. There is no any such API linkage.
So based on the agent who's assisting the SHG, you have more granular data, and that's how you close the book.
Yes.
The banks would not even have that data, is what you're
saying. No. Because ultimately bank, it is not required for the bank to keep this data. Because ultimately, what is the savings collected by the member, how much they're going to deposit. See, in this 20,000 rupees, maybe immediately 10,000 rupees will be disbursed as an internal loan. So,
and that could be in cash also, it is still...
No. Actually, in our system, we are not doing any cash. So when they collect the money, this is directly going to the savings account of the SHG. So at the same meeting, the group is resolved to disburse internal loan to 1 or 2 or 3 member. So in that case, through your dual authentication, we are transferring the money from the savings account of the SHG to the member account. So the money is transferred to the member account. So from the agent, with the same agent, they can withdraw the money. So there is no cash requirement at all.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
So, Mani, are you also working on a member-facing app?
No, yeah, we have a member-facing app, but due to the constraint, I forgot to tell earlier. See, ultimately, we are in the cash economy. So our rural India living only in a cash economy. Though they have a savings account, they have to convert their cash into bank account. That is not happening. So whatever cash they're getting it from any source, again they're spending through cash only. If they're able to deposit in a bank account, then we can give a application, and from that application they can do the digital transaction for the SHG. So for example, one SHG having 10 members, I'm giving an application to the SHG. The SHG representative having application, they can give a request from their application, our application, that is UPI collect request they can give. So that request goes to all the members. So from their smartphone, they can approve it. But due to the constraint of smartphone, because for this case, all the members has to have a smartphone. So again, it is not possible at the current situation. At least it takes another 2 to 3 years for this smartphone penetration, particularly for the SHG members. Maybe maybe the spouse may be having the phone, but the SHG woman may not be having. And again, the cash has to be converted to bank account. Then only it is possible to do the transaction. Though we have an application, but at the current situation, we cannot use it. But we are ready for that one.
Sure. There's a question from Devyani, Mani. Do you have visibility on other assets each member holds, such as property, gold, NSCs, LIC, etc.?
So currently, we are not capturing that much information, but on declaration basis, we have started collecting information like their what you call an income, monthly income or annual income. We are collecting it. Again, this we have discussed with NABARD also, because now we have started the pilot with NABARD for the entire MoneyPurse application on RRB on DCCB. They said initially we'll go with whatever information available, and subsequently we can collect it, because ultimately they are coming to the meeting, and again it will be a declaration basis only. At any point of time, it will be a declaration basis only. Even at the bank level, see, normally bank used to collect the net worth of the members, or it may be net worth of the borrowers or the guarantor. But everything is a declaration basis only, because there won't be any proof, for the bank is also not requesting for a proof, except high value cases. They are not asking for the proof. So it will be a declaration basis only. So in our system also, we have an option for updating the profile after first time updation. So annual or once in 6 months, they can update the profile. So in that, we can have that option. So normally in case of SHG, there will be a rotation of the representatives that we are doing it. So along with that, we can provide. But currently, we are not capturing. But we used to capture the social strata, educational qualification, that we are capturing. But that is required for CAC reporting. Currently, banks has to give a report to CAC on monthly basis. So for that purpose, we are capturing what is the member level income, and then what is the educational qualification, what is the social strata, that we are capturing. Assets alone, we are not capturing at the current junction, but in future, there is a possibility.
Sure. There's a question from Aspire. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. So, like I understand your app is solving for two things, right? One is complete digitizing the entire process of loans for SHGs. An important question that comes from this is that the main focus here is to also reduce the time taken to get the loan to the person who needs it, right? So
Yes.
On a normal basis, I would presume that a loan process would take about 15 to 20 days minimum to reach the person. So using your process, how much have you been able to shrink this time?
So as given by Canara Bank in their statement, so within a day, they can sanction the loan. Actually, when the group conducts a meeting, So the sixth meeting, say for example, in case of new SHG, sixth meeting, if they complete the transaction, the next day the request goes to the bank stating that this particular group is eligible to take a loan, and the eligibility, everything will be arrived. So the branch officials, they can mark as STP pro journey, and immediately information goes to the particular SHG stating that this branch official is coming to field for sanctioning of the loan. So in that case, I can say that within 2 to 3 days, they can complete it. But normally, in the manual scenario, multiple visits they have to come. As you already mentioned, 15 to 20 days minimum, and maximum of 2 months also it is taking place. But in this, within maximum, I can say maximum of 2 to 3 days, they can complete the entire loan journey. If the branch official visits the field, so within maximum of 30 minutes, the loan amount will be credited to the savings account of the individual members, not to the group alone. It will be individual members.
I see. And the statements that your app produces is well regarded and taken as authentic for sanctioning.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, whatever information available is accurate and authentic, because the transaction, whatever taking place, is based on the financial transactions, whatever they are doing. It may be a savings, or it may be internal loan disbursement, or it may be internal loan repayment, or bank loan repayment. So based on that only, again, for each and every transaction, it will be authenticated by the SHG representative. In case of credit transaction, it will be authenticated by the one representative. And in case of debit transaction, that is for the disbursement from the savings account, will be a dual authentication. So two representative has to authorize the transaction. So that is the reason we are saying that it is an accurate and authentic information for the bank to sanction the loan, because the financial statement is automatically prepared based on their financial transactions, and it will be available immediately for them.
Oh, thank you so much.
Pallavi from Women's World Banking has a question. So she wants to know, given that dual auth banks will have clarity on more data, am I correct to understand that your data, since it is at individual level, will be used by banks for individual loans? Are banks using this information today? If so, which banks?
Yeah, actually, this officially we have launched this application in Canara Bank on 2/4/2024. So almost 1 month old. So with this almost 18 crores of loan we are able to sanction, and that has happened. So alternate credit history now only we have started building, because once the onboarding is completed and from next month onwards the financial transaction takes place, then only we can build the alternate credit risk, means the member-wise statement, that is member-wise disbursement, repayment, everything. So it will take at least another 5 to 6 months to give a member-wise information. But as already mentioned, we have inbuilt a system. So the savings, internal loan repayment, internal loan collections, bank loan repayment, everything will be tracked, and this will be available for individual loan disbursement. I think SIDBI is in the process of providing loan to individual members. So definitely this will be very well useful for them to provide loan for the SHG members for their MSME activities.
Pallavi, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does answer my question. No, thank you for that.
All right. I had a follow-on question. What has been the FSP side openness to this system?
Sorry, can you come again?
What has been the openness to sort of integrate with your systems from different FSPs?
Okay. FSP means
So
which?
different financial service providers,
Okay.
banks, NBFCs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. See, currently we have hosted our service in cloud only. So we are directly integrating with banks, and from banks we can provide services to either it may be for MFI or to banks itself. See, it may be a bank, a publicity bank, or it may be a RRB or DCCB. So we ours is an we are consuming API from bank, and also we are giving API to bank. So it will be an API integration only. So through API integration, it may be for any financial service provider, or we can integrate and we can provide services.
And what are the typical lead times that you're expecting for the integrations to happen?
Integration again depends upon the financial institution. Say, for example, if it is a large public sector bank, definitely takes a lot of time because a lot of process involved, and again they have to depend vendor. If suppose one particular service is not available, so in case of we are going to consume service from bank, see, only few services we are giving bank to consume it, but majority of services we are consuming from bank to provide account opening as well as loan disbursement or collections, and also for credit linkage. So if the bank is not having that particular API, then they have to go to their vendor to develop that particular services. After that only they will provide to us for integration. So again, it depends solely on the bank, but generally it takes 3 months for an entire services. It takes minimum 3 months to complete it because a lot of audits are there. So every bank have their own security systems and everything. So every bank insists for audit and everything. So definitely it takes minimum of 6 months to do the integration. Though it is long time, but we cannot avoid it because ultimately we are directly connected with CBS to create an account, to open a savings account, or it may be for disbursement of loan. So definitely we have to spend time, no other go.
Understandable. So we have 3 minutes left. So I'm just going to take two quick questions. One is Ayushi wants to know if there is any documentation of your intervention that she can read up on. And Pallavi has a follow-on question. She wants to know, to get women to adopt this service, do you need to go via SRLMs, or are you approaching the SHG groups themselves?
So currently we are going through bank because banks are already having the portfolio. So every bank have their own portfolio. It ranges from 1 lakh or 2 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh groups also. But still, we are approaching NRLM through Reserve Bank Innovation Hub as well as NABARD. We are approaching NRLM because if you are able to tap NRLM, then it will be easy for onboarding the SHG and even to use the agents at the village level, because NRLM is having almost 5 lakh bookkeepers at the village level. So we can convert easily. Otherwise, it will be we have to trace and we have to appoint. That will take time. But if you go via NRLM, it will be a better option. We are trying for that one. And with respect to previous question, actually, Reserve Bank Innovation Hub and Canara Bank has released one document. I can share you that document, and that can be that is a public document only. So that contains the end-to-end digital journey.
I think we have 2 minutes for one last question from Aspire. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. So you said that for disbursement of the loan, there's a grading that is done for SHGs, which you are enabling through your app, right? Based on the parameters provided to you, you're grading the SHGs and they are getting the loan on the basis of that grading. I want to know at the individual level, since you are saying these transactions that you're recording are creating the kind of history that are required. So in your opinion and in your experience, how has this what kind of credit scoring can be done through these transactions that you are recording at individual level?
Yeah, currently the grading, whatever I'm saying, that is related to SHG, that is not for the members. So grading as per IBA parameters and NABARD parameters we are doing. Again, it is for the new group or the matured group. So we have both that option, we are doing it. With respect to member level information, so currently we in our system, we are the transaction, whatever transaction happening at the SHG level, that we are capturing member level information. So based on that, we are in the process of building a credit history. So that credit history will provide the information, whatever required for the individual loan or whatever analytical purpose. But still, I'm not. I think I don't know whether it is answer is sufficient for you.
No, I wanted to know whether it's taken as. I mean, you're saying it uses alternate credit history. Agreed. but you need some kind of scoring to be able to grant a loan at the individual level. Are the banks doing it in some way using your records is what I'm trying to understand. And how in your experience, whether it is being used like that?
No, that's as already mentioned. So we need at least 6 months of data because from April only we have started this one. So if we have 6 months data, then only we can give a grading, means the member-wise grading with some score. Without that, it is not possible to give. So that is the reason I mentioned we need at least 5 to 6 months time.
But you do the score.
Yeah, definitely. We are in the process. We are in the process.
Okay.
We put some logic for that. But ultimately, after the data come into system, then only we can give the grade, score. No, without that, it is not possible. So
Yeah,
we are
right.
ready for that.
Sure, thanks.
Great. I think with that, we're at time. Thank you so much, Mani, and thanks to everyone for chiming in, joining in with your comments and observations. I think this was a pretty interactive session, and there's much for many of us to take away and perhaps continue conversations offline. So thank you, everyone, once again.